Athiva is a new age premium lifestyle hospitality brand that they've launched and that's debuting with 900 plus keys across 6 hotels, and this is a transformation of the already present the Duke's Retreat in Khandala that they are doing. And to take this conversation ahead, we are joined by Sanjay Sethi, who's the MD and CEO of Chalet Hotels, joining us now. Mr. Sethi, very good morning to you and thank you so much for taking out the time. My first question to you is that what is the core vision and value and proposition for Athiva, and how does it differ from the already present existing brands that you have in your portfolio? What is the target customer that you are right now aiming at?
Look, we've been in the business as Chalet for 25 years and largely focused on building hotels, asset managing hotels, and over the last few years operating hotels. Ourselves, some of them. But each of them were operated in individual names. It didn't make sense to do that. So what we're doing in a sense is stringing all the hotels that we run ourselves together under a common name and in a sense creating a brand. The brand is all about joy, wellness and sustainability, and the principle here is to position it to the new age travelers of today, or the mindset of the new age travelers. And when I say millennials and Gen Zs, I'm not age profiling our guests. What I'm saying is the mindset of the young travelers is what we're targeting. These are young, affluent travelers who are ready to spend on experiences, and experiences is what we are offering at Athiva Hotels and Resorts.
Understood. And Mr. Sethi, what are the short-term targets, let's say 1 or 2 years, and medium-term targets 3 to 5 years in terms of expansion for Athiva, and what's the number of keys and locations that you're planning to add in? Can you provide a roadmap? And will Athiva be restricted to an owner-operator model, or are you actually open to third-party management contracts to accelerate the brand expansion?
So let me make it clear that we are not in the business of planting flags right now. So we are going to run our own hotels under Athiva Hotels and Resorts brand to begin with. I think every other brand of any repute in the world has done that to begin with. But are we creating an opportunity of an asset-light vertical at some point of time? Absolutely. I think what we're doing is we're creating a springboard ready for launch whenever it can be. Maybe the next generation of management a few years down the line can think that's the right way to go. But right now our focus is on building and operating our own hotels under the Athiva Resorts brand, Hotels and Resorts brand. Today our portfolio that we've just announced has 6 hotels in it, hotels and resorts, totaling up to about 900 keys. The first of that opens tomorrow, which is the Athiva Resort and Spa Khandala, which was earlier known as the Duke's Retreat. A few months down the line, we will have a business hotel, Athiva Business Hotel, positioned again in the upper upscale segment at Vashi in Navi Mumbai. A couple of months after that, we'll have another resort on Aksa Beach that will get branded as Athiva Resort and Spa. So we'll have 3 of these coming up pretty quickly, one after the other. Then there are 3 other locations that we've announced which will be branded as Athiva. 2 of them are in Goa, one in North Goa at Bambolim, the second in South Goa at Varka. Each of them is going to have between 170 to 190 rooms positioned at the high end and to be market leaders in those markets. They are both stunning waterfront properties, seafront properties with great stunning views. And finally, we've announced that we have a hotel or a convention center and hotel that we are planning, working with the government of Kerala in Thiruvananthapuram, which in phase 1 will have a convention center and about 150 rooms, and then we'll keep expanding. It is 44 acres of land in all.
Interesting. And Mr. Sethi, considering all of this expansion that's going to happen, what is the kind of capex in place for Athiva as a brand as well? And how does this compare to your already existing plans of capex for the international brands that's there in your portfolio as luxury brands?
So pretty similar. The capex will not change. I think the one thing that we're doing differently, because we're so focused on sustainability as one of the 3 pillars for Athiva, the other 2 being joy and wellness, that we're making sure the carbon footprint of hotels that we build out is low, and therefore there's going to be a lot of use of local material, and therefore there could be a cost implication which will also be beneficial to us. But the focus there is sustainability in what we build. On a cost per key basis, Look, some of these costs are historical. Dukes overall is going to cost us, including the cost of acquisition, the renovation and the expansion that we're doing there, roughly around 300 crores. We have roughly around 2 crores per key in Goa, including land price and IDC. Trivandrum will be lower, it will be around 1 crore a key. So basically, what we're saying is between 1,000 to 1,200 crores is what the total capex outlay for these 6 hotels that we spoke about is. And a lot of that is already spent because we bought the 2 Goa land parcels. We've almost completed the Duke's Retreat into Athiva, and the Vashi one is also half done. So we've already spent all that capex.
Okay, and what is the kind of projected revenue per available room and EBITDA margins for Athiva as a brand, and of course the properties compared to your portfolio average, and what's the kind of operational efficiencies that are expected from managing this property brand?
It's going to be our own brand, so there's no management fee payout. So that's the first thing that we're going to keep in mind. It'll all come back to us again. So we expect the margins to be very good and strong, and we do not do any asset or add any asset to our portfolio that's going to dilute our margin. In fact, we look at margin expansion with everything that we do. On the RevPAR question, we don't give forward-looking numbers, but let me share where we are today. Duke's Retreat, when we acquired it, was doing an average room rate just shy of 8,000 rupees. It was 7,000 and change. Today, it's already operating pre-launch at about 14,000 rupees. So that's probably the sweet spot for us. We expect Dukes to get to about 65% occupancy. So if we take 2/3 of 15,000, the RevPAR is about 10,000 rupees at Dukes. Each market will have its own RevPAR. Goa is going to be different, Vashi is going to be different, Trivandrum will be completely different because it's a convention center. But what we'd like to ensure is that each of the hotels contributes positively to our margins that we have delivered historically and will deliver in the future.
Okay, okay, Mr. Sethi, one last question to you. How is the second half of FY26, looking like, considering the trends that you must have picked up this festive season, which has already kicked in? What is the kind of, occupancy rates that you're observing? Plus, what are the EBITDA margins that you're aiming at for full year FY26?
Most of this is not going to come into play in the current financial year because Dukes is just being launched tomorrow into Athiva. So Athiva Khandala opens tomorrow. 4 Points by Sheraton will only open in January into Athiva Hotel. And subsequently, 2 months down the line will be the resort in Madalyan, which will convert to the Athiva Resort and Spa, Aksa Beach. So they're not going to expect it to contribute materially to 2026 financial year P&L. But next year onwards, I expect that to be significant. You must remember that Dukes has been under renovation for over 1.5 years. There's been very little inventory to sell. 4 Points has half its inventory out of action for renovation. And therefore, there won't be any visibility in this financial year. But from next financial year onwards, I expect a strong contribution. Again, I cannot give you forward-looking numbers on this.
All right, Mr. Sethi, thank you so much for giving us all those insights, and a very happy Diwali to you and your family as well. And thank you so much for taking out the time.